We're coming to a town near you. Be scared, be really scared. Hi, I am Peter, also known as Sister Noratorious, number 13. I'm a member of the San Diego Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. As far as our history, we have approximately almost 30 years of history now, starting in San Francisco with 4 bored gay men who looked around the Castro and saw nothing but gay clones and had to mess it up. And lo and behold, one of them had just come from Iowa City with 4 nuns' habits in the back of his car that he had tricked some nuns believing that they were going to be used in a production of Sound of Music. And so they donned on these habits and cigars and machine guns and went out on the Castro. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And here we are 29 and a half years later. And now the sisters are spread all over Europe, all over the United States, all over Australia, and even down into South America. And even even of today, I heard of new chapters starting in new cities. From the very simplest person who's still questioning their own homosexuality or where they fit in this community, the sisters make a simple statement that everybody's welcome. There is nothing too crazy in being gay. Nobody should be left out. I mean, on the hard side of it, we give out condoms to people who need them. We show up for other groups and help them out with their charities. We march the streets in pride to vilify that pride that we have. But the basic message of the sisters is we are here, we belong. Years later, when I was living in the Pacific Northwest, I went to a gay pride in Seattle, and I saw sisters. But I didn't know what they were. There was this big spooky contingent of black, scary people in hooded robes and veils, and they came flying down the street with this big sign, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. And I was like, oh, I took all these pictures. I took all these pictures. I was so taken by them. I knew I was drawn to them, but I still didn't know what the sisters were. And then I saw them in LA. And in LA, they were flying in colors and little skimpy outfits. And they weren't so dark and spooky, but they were like crazy clowns. And I ran out, and Sister Unity, and I can love her to this day. I ran up to her, and she ran up to me and took a picture with me. Attend, we are asked to go to Sun Bears Weekend every year. That's a pretty common one. The gay rodeo always asks us to come and do their pool parties and things like that. A lot of organizations ask us to come and do raffle tickets. We're really good at raffle tickets, and there's a really nasty reason why. We make it a little bit more risque. Well, we are a 501c3 nonprofit charity, so we aren't funded. It's all grassroots done, and all money's raised at different groups or grants given to us is as much as possible goes back out to the community. The future of our house is that it doesn't stop and it keeps growing. I just want it to keep growing, and I don't want it to be about the money, I want it to be about the love. I think the other most profound moment I've ever had as a sister was we went to a large right-wing Christian concert called Battle Cry. And it's basically Jesus camp with music. So when we got there, it was the sisters and one person from SDSU Gay Student Union against 1,500 right-wing Christians, most of them young children. I have never been so scared in my life to walk up and in. We had a little protected area where we could protest. I was so scared. And we got there, we got in our little spot, and it started out a little weird, like they were kind of chanting at us and trying to pray for us. And it started with one friggin' little 15-year-old kid that walked up to us and said, "What are you guys?" And we started talking. We started to tell them we weren't against their religion. We weren't here to tell them religion was wrong. We just were trying to tell them that we are here and don't legislate our rights to exist, that they in their house they could believe in their own house that being gay is wrong, but I would like to be able to believe in my house that it is, and that he could marry somebody in his own church or whatever, but what if I want to marry somebody in my house? Can't we coexist? Pretty soon, 5 kids, 10 kids. They looked how beautiful our faces were painted, and then we started with bubbles, and then we had balls and games, and pretty soon, I was surrounded with children, and you know what? I was so open to the fact that kids are open. At the end of that day, there were kids that did not want to go back into the concert. They wanted to hang out with us because they didn't like what they were being told by these people that, they realized that it was beyond religion, that was political training that they were receiving. And by the second day, it was a positive message. We protested with love, and the kids responded with love. It couldn't be more and more important to me than that one day. If that's all I ever did as a sister, that one day meant everything.
For all the times they'll run at us and scream and grab you and love you, and you hear it over and over again, it's that one time that someone says, oh my God, a sister saved my life, a sister did something so important, or that money for that charity helped me.
Look inside yourselves and think what makes you who you are. We all know what makes us live. It's our bodies being healthy. It's us having our basic needs of food, shelter, clothing. We know how to love. We have a lot of people around us, and we know how to offer that love. Love is given to us. Love is extended by us. Love is all around us that we may or may not know. Think about taking the life that you live, that which is offered to you in love, and figure out how you're going to be that.